In a couple weeks, the very first group of 8.5-week trainees, Air Force trainees, will venture into a new training ground called the Beast. Basic military training, the Air Force are hoping that the Beast, an 8.5-week program, will instill a warrior ethos in these trainees to an expanded, more realistic, wartime task and scenario-based environment. You can already see the impact now these new ROTR trainees are having on BMT. The cadre and the instructors can see it now. Less time in the dorm, more time low crawling and breaking down weapons is what we're doing now, instead of spending time up in the dorm rolling t-shirts. In addition, the Air Force is hoping that the impact from these new expeditionary airmen will help transform the Air Force and help them evolve with our changing threats, keep us the world's greatest Air Force. The basic training is going to be no longer going to be about folding those t-shirts into system squares, so it's going to be about packing up and being ready to fight. Now, the Air Force needs to evolve with the threats of our world and needed to change the image of our airmen as a Air Force into an expeditionary warrior Air Force. BMT was outdated. We need to prepare our airmen to deploy as soon as they got to their first duty station. With that in mind, the Air Force wanted warriors, and they were getting ready to enact some changes. Some of the changes they made to basic training was the introduction of the 8.5-week program and the Beast. It's no longer going out to Warrior Week for a couple days, going out to the confidence course and spending a day out there doing a little exercise. Now it's about spending a week out there, 24-hour operations for these trainees. The trainees are going to be responsible for actually running every aspect of the camp, securing the airfield, making sure that they have safety and security of their tent city. They also, now before they go out to the Beast, have expanded training now, expanded classes. Instead of one self-aid buddy care class, they have 4. They have expanded integrated base defense classes, convoy training, IED training. And we also weaving in the warrior ethos with everything that we do to get that law of primacy. Let the trainees know that they're warriors first. It's not about the Air Force. And we started to do that last year with the introduction of the Airman's Creed that they recite. Every morning they hold it dear to their heart. It's talking about being warrior airmen. Now, with some of those changes to BMT happening, we're starting to see a payoff now. The full swing in BMT is starting to see impact in BMT emerge. Teamwork, ROTR trainees, warrior mindset at the forefront. We have less emphasis on the dorm, and the attitudes are changing. The trainees have more responsibility than ever. Some of the responsibility that we're giving to them is instead of 4 element leaders and a dorm chief now in leadership roles, we now have beast monitors, self-aid buddy care monitors, equipment monitors, tactical deployment leaders. Tons of different ways now these trainees can contribute. No one can actually hide in the background anymore. We also have less time in the dorm. Now we're spending more time out applying team individual tactics, PT, fit to fight mindset. Self-aid buddy care. They learn it, we go out and apply it. So they're getting sharp at it. It's not just learning it and they don't use it until they go out to the field or they deploy. That warrior mindset that we were instilling with them, you can already see the payoff in the amount of pride that they have, the positive image that they have of the Air Force now compared to the other sister services, and they actually know their role in the Expeditionary Air Force. Now, we're seeing the payoffs now in BMT. The Air Force is going to start to see these changes in the long term. The image of the Air Force will change as these warrior airmen arrive, and the Air Force will see better payoffs with airmen who have received training that allows them to actually immediately deploy or participate in exercise when they get to the first duty station. Now, that Air Force mindset. We're transitioning from the Air Force into a warrior mindset, that law of primacy. Now, soon you're going to see that culture start to change. In the long term, once all the old timers push out, you're going to have a culture that is about being warriors first, being ready to deploy instead of going into an office environment. Now you have trainees that are actually ready to deploy with skills they can use. Aside from M16 training, they're going to fire the M9. They're going to have expanded CBRN training. They're going to know how to wear individual protective equipment. They're going to know how to work in mop gear and do PAR teams and PAR sweeps, stuff they're actually going to be able to participate in exercises and deployments when they get to the first duty station. Now, the Air Force is going to see the benefits soon. The airmen coming through, and BMT will be better prepared, and those trainees are going to thank us for it, and the airmen are going to thank us for it in the long term. Now, with the introduction of the BMT and the Beast, we saw the changes, we saw what we needed to do, we made the changes. We have that BMT warrior mindset now that's going to have that complete culture shift of the Air Force in the long-term aspect. Also, the Air Force impact is going to be you're going to have more efficient airmen. You're actually going to save time. You're going to save money with trainees that are now airmen that can be ready to deploy when they get there. They're going to receive training that's actually going to be helpful in BMT when they get there. All changes to the Air Force and BMT came about because basic training of the past is obsolete. Folding t-shirts,